Alright, here we go. Episode 12. I'm going to hit record right now. Okay, hold on. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Independent Artist. I'm Nick Albanese. So we're at episode 12. I'm using Anchor.fm to record this podcast. If you are interested in doing your own, it's very easy, it's fun, and it's free. So give it a try. Last time I was talking about when I met Danny DeVito and Real Perlman. I forgot to mention I wrote a TV pilot, I guess you want to call it, based on my experience of meeting the DeVitos. And it was actually called Me and the DeVitos. I actually even did a public reading of it. It's funny. It's just, basically me, a character, an actor, driving limo, ends up meeting DeVito in Providence. It's the real situation. And Val Novak, the Ukrainian sidekick, is like the comic relief of it. And it was a funny script. I got a good response from it. So and like I said, try to keep in touch with DeVito, but it was hard to. Numbers were changed. Couldn't get in touch with him anymore. But about 3 months later, after that, I met another really cool celebrity. I met Kenny Rogers. Yeah, it was in December, and he was always coming to PPAC to do a Christmas concert. And I got the job, and it was actually first I had to pick up his wife from the airport, and then actually his nanny. It was the nanny first, and then drive him to the hotel in Providence. But he wasn't staying in a hotel, Kenny Rogers. He was staying on his tour bus, which is like a house inside of a bus. It was incredible. And I dropped the nanny off there, and I have to go back to the airport again to pick up his wife, who was flying in. That's right. And his wife comes in, and then she wants to go to like a supermarket or something beforehand. They must have there was everything on this bus: bedroom, kitchen, living room. It was huge. And so we went to like a Stop and Shop, and she did a little bit of shopping, and while she was in the back, I can hear her on the phone. She must have been talking to her husband Kenny. So we get back to the bus at the hotel. Like the whole band and the crew all stay in the hotel. Kenny stays on his bus. So I get all her luggage, and I go into the bus, and Kenny Rogers is just laying there on the couch in his boxer shorts watching TV. And I'm like, I'm like, sorry. I kind of like stumbled onto his private time, him and sitting in his boxers. And I'm like, oh, sorry, Mr. Rogers. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry when he gets up. He's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Come on in. When I introduced myself, hi, I'm Nick Albanese, the driver. And he's like, yeah, I've heard really, really good things about you. My wife says you're doing a great job. And he pulls out like this off to the side. He has like those fanny packs. Remember those fanny packs? And he opens it. It's like a wad of cash inside. And he rips out like a couple $100. And he goes, there you go. And I'm like, don't worry, tips included. And he's, no, this is extra for you. You're doing such a great job. He goes, you want to come see the show tonight? I got some tickets you can have. And I said, I wish I could. I had like a full day. I had to go up like to Logan Airport that night. I couldn't. If I was off, I definitely would have took the tickets to see him. But he was like super, super down to earth, super nice guy. It just doing that job to meet people like that you've seen your whole life, and they just treat you like just like a good person that treats you like, gives you respect. There's nothing like that, because I'm sure some of you maybe ran into people that not the word idolize, but that you enjoyed their work, you are big fans of theirs, and then you meet them, and they're not so nice, and it kind of ruins that whole thing. Because I ran into people like that, and and I see them in shows and TVs, and movies and stuff, and I'm like, you kind of remember that day when they kind of treated you like garbage. So it kind of ruins the effect. You know what I mean? So I always try to be nice. Just be nice to people, because you don't know what people are going through, and especially if you're in entertainment. You are the product. You can't make yourself look like a real idiot. You know what I mean? Or a jerk. So, but sometimes we're human too. So you can't blame them. But I remember somebody told me, an actor said, if he's having a bad day, he doesn't even go out to the public because he doesn't want that to rub off on and ruin his image, which I guess is good advice, right? So, well, it's in that 2004. Yeah, that was a pretty interesting year. And also, in 2004, I remember the Pagano Brothers. I told you the first feature film I was an extra in was Awake in Providence. The Pagano Brothers. They returned actually that year, summer of '04, to Providence to film their second movie called Jesus, Mary, and Joey. And I don't even know if I saw that movie. I was just an extra in that again as well, and that's like the time I was doing a lot of extra work. And Olympia Dukakis was in the movie. I do remember, and I remember there was a church scene we did up on the east side of Providence, and Olympia Dukakis was off by herself, like the back of the church. It was like in between takes. They were setting up, and number one rule I might have mentioned before. Wait, hold on. Excuse me. Number one rule as an extra or background actor, they call them, you do not talk to the talent. You don't go talk to the star of the movie, and you do not do this. But I'm Nick Albanese. I have my own rules. I'm the independent artist. So I saw her sitting there by herself, and I walk over and I wander over. And I'm a huge fan of Moonstruck. And I went over there and I looked at her. I'm like, snap out of it. And she looks up at me like really tired and kind of grumpy looking. And she's like, kid, I would laugh, but I've heard that millions of times. And I said, I'm just kidding. I said to her, I said, you know what? I just wanted to come over and say thank you for your work. And thanks. I love your work. And I especially love Moonstruck. It's one of my favorite movies. And she says, thank you, I appreciate that so much. And I'm pretty much moved on really quick. I moved on quick before, one of the guys that, the PAs, the lower guys in the totem pole that has to give all the orders around to the extras before they saw me and started yelling at me or kicked me out. But you may have a different path than me, all right? Don't follow my advice. Don't follow my advice. You don't want a bad reputation of being that guy on the set getting kicked out because you're talking to the talent, Don't take my advice. Everybody has a different path. You may enjoy doing extra work. See, at the time, I just did the extra work, but I didn't care for it, because I'm an actor. And I know you're going to have people that argue and say that, well, you're part of the movie. You are important to the movie. Yes, you are. But we all have different paths. And life is short, and this train is rolling on, people. So I do what I have to do. That's why I'm the independent artist. I do what I got to do. But I do play well with others. I've worked with others. I've gotten roles with other people in short films and other projects. And I work well with them. Believe me, I am a team player. But I also create my own work, as you know. But so we all have different paths. And don't take my advice, or do take my advice. Try what I tried, but it might get you kicked off a set and may give you the bad reputation of that actor, and they won't hire you anymore because you're not supposed to talk to the talent, which is, funny. And who else was on that movie? The father from Wonder Years, I can't think of his name right now, the guy that played the father in Wonder Years, and he, during lunch, would come out and talk to everybody. He would sit at the table with all the extras and talk with them. That's the kind of actor I want. If I ever hit a level where I'm the star of the film, it's a big movie, I'm going to go and talk to the people. I'm going to go talk to those extras. I'm going to sit and chat with them because I understand where they're coming from. These actors who get like too big, they think they're too good for everybody. And I got tons of them. I can count like 6 actors right now off the top of my head who are pricks and treated people like crap. I'm not going to mention their names, but I'm not going to say it. Privately, you want to come out to me, I'll tell you the stories. And I remember those guys for the way they treated me. And I don't want to be that kind of actor. I went on a little rant there, didn't I? But thanks for listening. This is a quick little episode this week. It's summertime. The kids are home. I got limited time to do podcasts, but I'm trying to keep up with it. So I'll talk with you next week. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great week. Enjoy the summer. Ciao. There we go. Bye.